With golf season in full swing, there's plenty of PGA Tour action on the way throughout the spring and summer months. As you know, it's common for reporters on the golf course to interact with reporters. But sometimes, as you're about to see, some of those exchanges can be a little awkward. So stay tuned and don't go away, because one golf champ just surprised a reporter by talking about her period. First up, so what exactly happened at the Palos Verdes Championship? You're about to find out. Golf pro Lydia Ko, who hails from New Zealand, is being commended for talking about her period when she surprised a reporter with an honest answer. Ranked number 3 in the world among female professional golfers, Lydia Ko's honest answer about her period left one interviewer at a loss for words. We'll give you a little context. It all started during the final round of play at the Palos Verdes Championship on Sunday. Ko was seen receiving treatment for back problems by her physical therapist Chris Wicker for tightness in her back, and had just finished her round of golf with a 1 under 70, which tied her for 3rd place. Golf Channel reporter Gary Foltz asked Ko about her therapist, the treatment he was providing, and if she had any long-term concerns about her physical condition. Ko replied simply and honestly saying, "I hope not. It's that time of the month. I know the ladies watching are probably like, yeah, I got you. So when that happens, my back gets really tight, and I'm all twisted. It's not the first time that Chris has seen me twisted, but it felt a lot better after he came. So yeah, there you go." Foltz was clearly surprised by the 17-time LPGA Tour winner's reply. As most men in his position probably would, Foltz stumbled for an appropriate response and defaulted to the safest answer possible, a simple thanks. Next up, how was Ko's honest response received on social media? Let's take a look. For the longest time in the sports world, a woman's period has largely been a taboo subject, and for female athletes, that's really unfair. There should be no reason why the P word in women's sports is a no-go as far as topics of conversation are concerned, because it goes without saying that a woman's period is clearly a normal, biological fact of life for women. And of course, there are some uncomfortable symptoms associated with a woman's menstrual cycle, including but not limited to cramps, aches, and muscle pain. Considering how competitive professional sports can be, it makes more sense for women to be able to freely and openly discuss their periods, as it can clearly have an impact on both their physicality and performance. And on social media, it's clear that there was a lot of support for Ko's honest comments to Jerry Foltz. Marama Davidson, the co-leader of New Zealand's Green Party, took to Twitter in support of Ko and said, "Period pain is definitely not acknowledged enough." ESPN journalist Xenia Dacuna also voiced her support for Ko's comment, saying, "We should normalize women in sports talking about periods like this. It's not an excuse or an embarrassment, it's just a bodily function." Ko could clearly see that her comment resulted in an awkward moment for Foltz, who was essentially experiencing man-brain overload. So she graciously diffused the situation, telling him, "I know you're at a loss for words, Jerry. Honesty it is." Hopefully, Ko's remarks will help to open a frank discussion about these issues in the future, because female athletes and women in general shouldn't feel ashamed or embarrassed when discussing their periods. That's a no-brainer. Up next, are the rivalries between the world's competing golf leagues heating up? You bet. PGL boss Andy Gardner has confirmed that the £250 million Premier Golf League, PGL, plans to launch in January of 2023. The PGL is a new initiative run by British-based World Golf Group that would include 18 tournaments targeting the top 48 male players in the world. Each event would offer cash prizes that far exceed what the PGA Tour currently offers its players. And on the other side of the world, the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Series is also vying for a spot on the International Golf Pro Circuit. By now, it's no secret that the PGA brass views the LIV Golf Series as a threat, and it has even threatened its members with lifetime bans for playing in the Saudi-backed events. The PGL drafted a letter to PGA Tour members asking them to vouch for the PGL to the Tour's policy board. An excerpt from the letter reads, "Your profession is approaching a historic crossroads. The international series funded and owned by LIV Golf Investments represents an existential threat, not only to the PGA Tour's dominance but also its mode. Change is not only inevitable, but it's also happening, and no amount of purse rigging, head burying, ban threatening, alliance making, or moving on will derail it." As you can see, these are turbulent times for the PGA. It's clear that the PGL is hoping to partner with the PGA in order to counter the growing influence of Saudi Arabia's LIV Golf Series. However, at the time of this recording, the PGA has not yet agreed to such a partnership, and its willingness to do so seems to be fading. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're bringing you the latest golf news. Next up, how did golf pro Rory McIlroy celebrate his 33rd birthday? You're about to find out. Rory McIlroy celebrated his 33rd birthday in style at the Wells Fargo Championship. He thanked everyone down for the cakes and cupcakes, but discreetly left a cupcake under a tent next to the 10th hole, saying, "I try not to eat a lot of that stuff." McIlroy was only 22 years old when he won the 2011 US Open at the nearby Congressional Country Club, calling it the best week of golf I've ever played in my life. Since the US Open, McIlroy has won nearly every important tournament in pro golf, including the Players' Championship, the PGA Championship twice, Open Championship, and he's actually the only other player besides Tiger Woods to win the FedEx Cup twice. So clearly, it's safe to say the young golf pro has had quite an impressive career thus far. Somehow, though, through all of that, McIlroy never had the opportunity to play TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm. When asked about his experience playing there, he had this to say: "But from what I've seen the last couple of days, I really like it. Green complexes are tricky, pretty small targets, and the rough maybe isn't up as much as they usually have it here because of the time of year. But overall, really solid test. Looking forward to getting out there." Up next, is Brandon Matthews the longest professional in the world? Let's have a look. 27-year-old Brandon Matthews played college golf at Temple before finally moving on to the PGA Tour Latino America in 2017. In 2021, after winning 2 events, Matthews earned the PGA Tour Latino America Player of the Year honors. And earlier in 2022, he earned his first win on the Korn Ferry Tour with a win at the Astara Championship. Matthews hopes to make the leap from Korn Ferry Tour to the PGA Tour next season, but he's already in the Wells Fargo field this week, which marks the second PGA Tour of his career on a sponsor exemption. If you recall, Matthews' first PGA start was at the Arnold Palmer Championship back in 2020, and Matthews didn't play all that well at Bay Hill. He shot a 75-81 and missed the cut. His game has improved now, though, and he's in the normal range for a player his age who is on the Korn Ferry Tour. But let's talk about his driving game for a minute. Matthews led the Korn Ferry Tour in driving distance in 2019 at 331.3 yards and came in second the year before at 333.7 yards. In 2017, Matthews averaged 341.5 yards off the tee but failed to garner enough drives to qualify for the distance title. To put things into perspective, 2021's PGA Tour distance leader was Bryson DeChambeau, who averaged 323.7 yards. When asked about his exceptional ability to drive the ball, Matthews replied, "I mean, my normal one that I've been hitting, kind of the fairway finder cruiser, will fly somewhere, just over 330, and then if I kind of lift one, I can fly north of 340. Matthews will be a player to keep an eye on in the future because of his driving prowess." Finally, what happened at an LPGA Tour awards presentation in California? The LPGA Tour has had a long and illustrious history with the Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California. But after the awards presentation, a group of past champions decided to do something that gave everyone a pleasant surprise. 65-year-old LPGA legend Patty Sheehan decided to do a front flip into Poppy's Pond at the Chevron Championship. Patty, an LPGA Hall of Famer, won the World Ladies Senior Golf Open Championship as part of the 2006 Legends Tour. Patty qualified for the LPGA on her first try and was named Rookie of the Year during the 1980-1981 season after winning at the Mazda Japan Classic. Today, Patty doesn't really keep up with the LPGA but likes watching the US Women's Open and the Chevron Championship. Patty sticks to municipal golf courses only because people don't recognize her, and she can just go out and play golf. Patty ended her career with 35 tour wins, 6 of those in major championships, and a final major win in 1996. Patty remains an inspiration to female golfers around the world. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.